Season 5 of Where Hawaii Eats is sponsored by the Honolulu Star Advertisers Dining Out, Cisco, Hawaii, the Outrigger Hotels and Resorts, Hawaii Cancer Care, Maui's Royal Lahaina Resort and Bungalows, Red Knot, Hawaii.
Welcome to Where Hawaii Eats. We're at natuRe Waikiki off of Seaside, one of the Zetton restaurant groups restaurants. This was previously Paris, Hawaii, and it metamorphosized into natuRe Waikiki.
That's correct.
I'm with Ian Yang, General Manager. Thank you for doing the show, Ian.
Thank you for having us.
So Ian, we're going to start with the first course that's actually a vegan item, but it's available on the regular tasting menu,
Correct.
As well as the vegan menu.
That's right.
Okay.
So we offer both a regular tasting menu and a vegan menu, both for the same price, both 6 courses. But we wanted to start with something that both the vegan and regular diners can enjoy together. The amuse-bouche, we call it the black lava. What Chef Naya right now is preparing is going to be an eggplant caviar that consists of roasted local eggplants from Kakumana Farms. We ferment some garlic in-house to make black garlic, and there's also going to be some black olives in here. We whip that up to make the eggplant caviar itself. It's resting on a charcoal puffed rice cracker, and right on top of that, that's just going to be some chili threads. So this is a finger food.
So use my fingers?
You use your fingers. You can just pick up that one chip, pop that right in your mouth, and we can move on to the next course.
Okay.
A lot going on.
But it all works.
Oh, awesome.
It's very good.
That's good to hear. Thank you. Awesome.
So next course?
So the next course that Chef will be preparing is actually a new item on our summer menu. It's actually a cold soup, a gazpacho. You'll notice that it's very green, but it's mainly made with tomatoes, Kamoela tomatoes that she makes a consomme out of.
So how are we going to be serving this?
So Chef starts by getting what we have that I was explaining a little bit earlier, which is the kajiki, the local cucumber, and also the sweet kapoho papayas. We make a little mold out of it. This is that consomme that I was talking about a little bit earlier, which is mainly tomato from Kamoela tomatoes that we make a consomme out of. There's going to be some shiokoji and a lot of different herbs, celery, and cucumber as well. What we do is we start by making a little mold. I can kind of set that up for you guys. So it starts by making a little mold of what we have prepared right over here. And what we do is Chef specifically chose this handcrafted glass blown plate to highlight this dish, mainly to kind of accentuate the colors of what's going to be served for this menu. So we use like local ferns to fill the dish to kind of make it pop up. And a lot of it is mainly just to show the colors that we're using. So when people think like tomato consomme, they kind of think of something red. She has this technique where she just draws the water out of the tomato, and she uses the color of the cucumber and also the local celery, as well as the color also brightens up when we add shiokoji to it, and it kind of intensifies the flavor as well. So the main service is mainly just that mix of kajiki, the sweet kapoho papayas, as well as the local cucumbers, and then we serve the soup right along the rim of the dish. And she chose this glass piece because it does kind of indent inwards. So as we pour across the bowl, everything kind of gravitates towards the middle. To finish that off, perfect. We just do little garnishes of some edible plants, flowers. These are mainly sourced from Mari's garden.
So pretty.
Yeah, very, very pretty. These are just some violas that we work with. We also often use Ululoa nursery as well, but Mari's garden has kind of been our mainstay for quite some time. And as I was speaking a little bit about earlier, this is that finger lime. We just kind of finish it off by squeezing some of this nice citrus caviar right on top. It'll add like a little burst of citrus as you enjoy the dish today.
I love the vegetable caviar.
Yeah, it's a really, really pretty part of the dish. Also, you'll notice the kajiki is raw, but it's kind of cold. It's cooked by like cold smoke. So we keep it in kind of a container where we smoke it with kiave wood for quite a long time so that it can absorb all that flavor. It also kind of locks in the moisture of the kajiki. So we really want to highlight the freshness of local products, even including, you know, fish or meat products. Anything that we use, we want to make sure that it's on the plate at its height of freshness. And
it's very delicious. You can taste
awesome.
all of the greens
Right.
in the broth.
Yes.
It's every hint of that you can taste. You can taste the
Thank
tomato,
you.
everything.
Nice. And
Very good.
yeah, I'm glad that you understood it. Nice and cold, refreshing. So that's kind of what we're going for.
It's very refreshing too.
Thank you. Awesome.
I'm excited to try course 3.
Okay, yeah, and I'm excited to talk about that one. That one is something very special to us as well. So
Now, are we going to have dessert?
before we do dessert, there's one more really special item that I want to talk about. That's going to be the entree for the vegan menu, actually. So that's the mushroom lalao pitibie, and I think Chef is preparing that right now for us. All right.
That's beautiful.
Yes, so this is a very important plate of food to us. Me being a local, I grew up with lalao, which is a mainstay in local cuisine. It's normally some type of animal product, usually pork or some kind of fish, wrapped up inside of a luau leaf or the leaves of a taro plant, and then steamed within a banana leaf. Chef Nai, when she tried it, she wanted to make sure that vegan diners have an experience similar to the lao lao dish, but with no animal product in it. So we start by getting a portobello mushroom steak from Small Kind Farms. We serve it with some mushroom duxelle, and then it's wrapped with that lao lao leaf. And then instead, we bake it inside of a vegan puff pastry, so kind of a play on a Wellington as well. We also have some roasted vegetables. Today we're using some carrots from Kahumana Farms. We make a little puree out of that, and then the whole thing is kind of brought together with a red wine reduction sauce that has some black truffles in it.
Wow.
Awesome. So,
I'm excited.
enough talking.
I
have
loving this. This is very good as well.
Awesome. Yeah.
So will this be a staple on the course menu?
It's been hard for us to, we always are test kitchening vegan entree dishes. It's just nothing's been able to compete with this guy here. So until we find something that can kind of match not only the taste but the story behind this dish, guests can expect to see this guy on the course menu.
This is delicious.
Awesome.
The mushroom is like a meaty.
Yeah.
It's almost like takes over for me.
Yeah, for sure. Right. It's a lot of guests who aren't strictly vegan but try the plant-based menu. They leave a lot of times saying that they didn't feel as if they needed the animal product there. So that's like a really, really good compliment.
I see why this has been on the menu consistently.
Yes, from the beginning.
That's very good.
Awesome.
Very good.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Everything has been wonderful.
That's great to hear.
Okay, last but not least, we gotta finish up with dessert.
Yes. Like the pitibie, this next dish, which is our mainstay dessert, it's also vegan actually, has been here since we opened up the restaurant. Chef Nai came up with this guy. It's a play on a very classic dessert that a lot of Japanese diners are probably familiar with, which is the Mont Blanc. We start by making a vegan macadamia nut crumble, and then Chef makes a ice cream, which is a vegan ice cream made with cashews. So we have a cashew nut ice cream. She's gonna start by lining up the plate with that toasted macadamia nut crumble. We use vegan butter for this guy. And the cashew nut ice cream is then gonna be placed right on top. We get a good portion of it. That's what she's scooping right over here. So for vegans, this is like a joy to them, but Actually, it's probably the most popular dessert item across the board. So we have this cool little nifty
Oh my
contraption,
gosh.
yeah, that was brought in from Japan, and we strictly just use it for this one dish. The purple thing that she's piping right on top is gonna be local Okinawan sweet potatoes. We just whip it up with a little bit of maple syrup, and we just top that right on top of that cashew nut ice cream. It's then finished off with a little bit of powdered sugar, some crispy sweet potato chips, and that's all she wrote.
Wow, that's beautiful. Wow, what a presentation.
Right? It's super pretty. So we can use this small little die so that you can kind of break into it. I'll leave that right over here for you.
Thank you.
Of course.
So Ian,
Yes.
can you let me know what your hours of operation are?
Yeah, so we are open every day except Wednesdays. We open our doors at 5:30 p.m. For the tasting menu, our last seating will be at 8:30. However, we didn't get to touch on the other section of our restaurant, which is the a la carte menu that we service both at the bar and also our terrace tables. It's a little more extensive, more casual service, but we do last order for that around 9:50, 10 o'clock. The bar is open until 12, till midnight. So you can see us, if you're just coming in casually for a drink, you can catch us all the way until 11:30, 12 o'clock. If you're coming in for the tasting, 8:30 will be the last seating, and then for a la carte seatings, around 10 p.m. will be the last time you can catch us. So
This is delicious.
yeah, it's everyone's
This is
favorite.
so good. Like
So nice.
all the flavors, macadamia nut,
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
the ice cream itself. It's
super nice, right?
so good.
So good.
Everything works. Everything works here.
Awesome. Love to hear
So
it.
website?
Website is just going to be our full restaurant name, natuRe Waikiki or naturewaikiki.com. It kind of gives you the pathos of our restaurant, a little history about Chef Nai as well, kind of where you can find us, parking information, and it also gives you a direct link to make reservations with us as well. So we hope to see us.
Thank you so much for doing the show.
Of course.
And Chef Nai, thank you so much for making this wonderful food. For more information, you can go to naturewaikiki.com
That's correct.
and validated parking at Hyatt Centric.
That's correct. Thank you. Thank you for mentioning that. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you for watching.
Season 5 of Where Hawaii Eats is sponsored by the Honolulu Star Advertisers Dining Out, Cisco, Hawaii, the Outrigger Hotels and Resorts, Hawaii Cancer Care, Maui's Royal Lahaina Resort and Bungalows, Red Knot, Hawaii.